Hare Ram 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 Hare. Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare. Krishna 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 Hare Ram 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 Hare. Krishna 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 Hare Ram 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 Hare. Krishna 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 Hare Ram 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 Hare. Krishna 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 Hare Ram Ram Hare. Krishna 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 Hare Ram Ram Hare. Krishna 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 Hare Ram Ram Hare. Krishna 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 Hare.
Hare Krishna everyone. So today is 16th of February. It is Friday and it is Magha Masa or Madhava Masa, Sukla Paksham and Ashtami Tithi. So today there is one event in the calendar. So today is the Bhishmashtami and also today is the disappearance day of Bhishmadev. So yesterday it was Saptami, Advaita Acharya's appearance day, and also Radha Saptami as well, the birth of Lord Sun Vivaswan. So that is his movement towards the northern hemisphere. So that also represents Radha Saptami. So because of that Punyakala, Bhishmadev chosen to leave his body on the Bhishmashtami day. So there are few lines from special Vaishnava days and Bhishmashtami. So this is the disappearance day of the great General Bhishmadeva. Although he fought gloriously against the Pandavas on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, actually he is one of the 12 Mahajanas, great authorities on devotional service to Lord Krishna. From the Srimad Bhagavatam, King Yudhishthira, who was much aggrieved, could not be convinced despite instructions by great sages headed by Vyasadeva and the Lord Krishna himself, the performer of superhuman feats, and despite all historical evidence. And Sudha Goswami said, Maharaj Yudhishthira, after hearing Bhishmadeva speak in that appealing tone, asked him in the presence of all the great rishis about the essential principles of various religious duties. So Bhishmadeva, speaking in that appealing tone, convinced Maharaja Yudhishthira that he was very soon passing away. And Maharaja Yudhishthira was inspired by Lord Krishna to ask him of principles of religion. And Lord Sri Krishna inspired Maharaj Yudhishthira to ask Bhishmadeva in the presence of many great sages, indicating thereby that the Lord's devotee like Bhishmadeva, although apparently living as a worldly man, is far superior to many great sages, even Vyasadeva. So another point is that Bhishmadeva at that time was not only lying on a deathbed of arrows, but was greatly aggrieved because of that state. One should not have asked him any questions at that time, but Lord Sri Krishna wanted to prove that his pure devotees are always sound in body and mind by dint of spiritual enlightenment. And thus, in any circumstances, a devotee of the Lord is in perfect order to speak of the right way of life. Yudhishthira also preferred to solve his problematic questions by asking Bhishmadeva rather than ask anyone else present there who was seemingly more learned than Bhishmadeva. This is all due to the arrangement of the great wheel carrier Lord Shri Krishna, who establishes the glories of his devotee. The father likes to see the son become more famous than himself. The Lord declares very emphatically that worship of his devotee is more valuable than the worship of Lord himself. And Bhishmadeva prays a few of the prayers. Fulfilling my desire and sacrificing his own promise, he got down from the chariot, took up its wheel, and ran towards hurriedly just as a lion goes to kill an elephant. He even dropped his outer garment on the way. May he, Lord Sri Krishna, the personality of Godhead, who awards salvation, be my ultimate destination. On the battlefield, he charged me as if angry because of the wounds dealt by my sharp arrows. His shield was scattered and his body was smeared with blood due to the wounds. At that moment of death, let my ultimate attraction be to Sri Krishna, the personality of Godhead. I concentrate my mind upon the chariot driver of Arjuna, who stood with a whip in his right hand and a bright robe in his left, who was very careful to give protection to Arjuna's chariot by all means. Those who saw him on the battlefield of Kurukshetra attained their original forms after death. So there is further pastimes about Bhishma Deva. I'll share that one later on. So this is coming from Srimad Bhagavatam. We have studied this one in the Srimad Bhagavatam first canto. Okay, that is from the Vaishnavians' perspective. So we shall quickly move on to Srimad Bhagavatam. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Hare Krishna. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, Sukadeva Goswami is glorifying about the glories of the holy name of the Lord. So yesterday he was mentioning Etan nirvidyamananam ichitam akuto bhayam yoginam drapa nirnitam hare nama anukirtanam. So all the time, so one has to chant the glories of Krishna, and that is Hare Nama Anukirtanam, for whom Nirvidyamananam, who are completely transcendental, Ichatam, who have got material desires, for what? Akuto Bhayam, to get freedom from the fear of all anxiety and of this duality of this material world. Yoginam Rupa Nirnitam, who decided? Yoginam Rupa Nirnitam, all the great sages, they have decided, O Parikshit, Hare Nama Anukirtanam. One has to always chant and glorify the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So in that sequence, so he is saying further, Sukadeva Goswami says, what is the use of living so many years without chanting the or glorifying the Supreme Personality of Godhead? It just even though once we understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead and glorify Him, and for that purpose, even if we live for time of muhurta time, that is the auspiciousness for that particular soul. Likewise, glorifying the how much time we can live meaningfully. So likewise, Sukadeva Goswami is saying, we are in the second canto, chapter 1 and verse number 12. Kim pramattasya bahubihi परोक्षैहायनैः वरं मुहूर्तं विदितं घटते श्रेयसे यतः किं प्रमत्तस्य बहुभिः परोक्षैहायनैः. So pramattasya, so of what is of the bewildered, pramattasya, people of who are bewildering by this material nature, bahubihi, by many, parokshaihi, that is inexperiencing, hainaihi, that means living for so many years, hainaihi iha, in this material world. So what is the use of living so many years in this world without any experience of the absolute truth? Varam muhurtam viditam, and Sukadeva Goswami says, Varam muhurtam viditam, a moment of muhurtam viditam, with consciously living. That is the better varam. That is the varam is the kind of a benediction. Varam muhurtam viditam ghatate shreyase yataha, and one can try for shreyase yataha, for the in the matter of the supreme interest, yataha, by that process. So he is glorifying even the moment of time is auspicious if he is trying for the achievement of perfection of human life, by understanding the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Otherwise, living so many years, there is no use. So, Kim Pramattasya Bahubihi Parokshai Ayunaihiha Varam Muhurtam Viditam Gatate Shreyase Yataha. So, translation for this verse. What is the value of a prolonged life which is wasted, inexperienced by years in this world? Better a moment of full consciousness, because that gives one a start in searching after his supreme interest. Purport by Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Can I request Hemlata Mataji to read the purport if available? Yeah, if not, can I request any devotees? Yes, Mataji, please.
Srila Sukadeva Goswami instructed Maharaja Pariksit about the importance of the chanting of the holy name of the Lord by every progressive gentleman. In order to encourage the king who had only 7 remaining days of life, Srila Sukadeva Goswami asserted that there is no use in living hundreds of years without any knowledge of the problems of life. Better to live for a moment with full consciousness of the supreme interest to be fulfilled. The supreme interest of life is eternal, with full knowledge and bliss. Those who are bewildered by the external features of the material world and are engaged in the animal propensities of the eat, drink, and be merry type of life are simply wasting their lives by the unseen passing away of valuable years. We should know in perfect consciousness that human life is bestowed upon the conditioned soul to achieve spiritual success, and the easiest possible procedure to attain this end is to chant the holy name of the Lord. In the previous verse, we have discussed this point to a certain extent, and we may further be enlightened on the different types of offenses committed unto the feet of the holy name. Srila Jiva Goswami Prabhu has quoted many passages from authentic scriptures and has ably supported the statement in the matter of offenses at the feet of the holy name. From Vishnu Yamalatham Tantra, Srila Jiva Goswami has proven that one can be liberated from the effects of all sins simply by chanting the holy name of the Lord. Quoting from the Markandeya Purana, Sri Goswami says that one should neither blaspheme the devotee of the Lord nor indulge in hearing others who are engaged in belittling a devotee of the Lord. A devotee should try to restrict the vilifier by cutting out his tongue and being unable to do so. One should commit suicide rather than hear a glimpsing of the devotee of the Lord. The conclusion is that one should neither hear nor allow vilification of a devotee of the Lord. As far as distinguishing the Lord's holy name from the names of the demigods, the revealed scriptures disclose Bhagavad Gita 10.41 that all extraordinary powerful beings are but parts and parcel of the supreme energetic Lord Krishna. Except for the Lord himself, everyone is subordinate. No one is independent of the Lord, since no one is more powerful than or equal to the energy of the Supreme Lord. No one's name can be as powerful as that the Lord. By chanting the Lord's holy name, one can derive all the stipulated energy synchronized from all sources. Therefore, one should not equalize the Supreme by holy name of the Lord. No one names can be powerful as the Lord. By chanting the Lord's holy name, one can derive all stipulated energy synchronized from all scores. Therefore, one should not equalize the supreme holy name of the Lord with the other name. Brahma, Shiva, or any other powerful god can never be equal to the supreme Lord Vishnu. The powerful holy name of the Lord can certainly deliver one from sinful effects, but one who desires to utilize this transcendental potency of the holy name of the Lord in one's sinister activities is the most degraded person in the world. Such persons are never executed by the Lord or by any agent of the Lord. One should therefore utilize one's life in glorifying the Lord by all means, without any offense. Such activity of life, even for a moment, is never to be compared to a prolonged life of ignorance, like the lives of the tree and other living entities who may live for thousands of years without prosecuting spiritual advancement. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Mataji. So here, Sukadeva Goswami says, Kim pramattasi bhubihi parokshai hayanehiha varamuhurtam viditam gatte shreyase yataha. So just glorifying, living meaningfully even for a muhurta time. And so further, he is going to give one example about Katvanga Rishi. And here, Katvanga Rajarshi. So here, Prabhupada also mentioning from the Markandeya Purana. So Markandeya is also one of the examples. So he was given to his parents that by the benedictions of Lord Shankara to Mrukanda Rishi. So saying that Mrukanda Rishi, he did not have any children. So I wanted a nice child. So he prayed to the Lord, and then Lord appeared and then saying that you will have a nice child. But one condition, whether you want a less living child or long living child without any intelligence. Mrukanda Rishi, he says, I want a child who is all intelligence, having all humbleness, meek, and with all the knowledge, who knows the meaning of the life. So such kind of child, but he would live only for 16 years. But other child, he would live for longer. So he chooses that one, Mrukanda Rishi. So from that, Markandeya Muni, he take birth as a son of Mrukanda Rishi. So at the 16 years, so he was, his time was up to mark. Then Yamadharmaraja comes then to take, but Markandeya, by the time with his devotion to Lord Shankara, and then he protected himself, so to fulfill the desire of his parents. At that time, Lord Shankara involved there to protect Markandeya directly. So it is everything. We understand how the parents always desire, even the meaningfully living for a moment. Sant Prabhupada is giving from the Srila Sukadeva Goswami's instructions to Maharaja Parikshita about the importance of chanting of the holy name. So there is no use of living so many years. Otherwise, these are unseen years. We might have been observing that how these many years have passed. It is the time is robbing us all our life, energy, and everything without knowing. So that is, one has to always see that is the seer who sees. That's why they take the shelter of the lotus feet of the Lord and chant glories of the Supreme Personality of God. So, and they see Lord everywhere in each and every living entity. Then they will be free from all the akuto bhayam. Akuto bhayam means either they see a ghost or demigod or something else, they do not get any fear. And they see everything in the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Supreme Personality of Godhead in their hearts, and He is at the lotus feet of the Lord. Everything is in the absolute in connection to the Krishna. So here the supreme interest of life is eternal, with full of knowledge and bliss. So who are bewildered by the external features of the material world and are engaged in the animal propensities, eating, drinking, and be merry type of life. It is by that one unseen passing away of valuable years. So people, we go to the morning and then get ready and go to the office and coming home. So that thing happens, but at the end of the month we get some salary, and then yes, I have paid my bills, I got my food, yes, done. So that is not the life. That is, even though we don't work, we get all our money, the food into plate by the mercy of the Lord. And we do not have to worry about all these things. But actually, have we concentrated keeping Krishna as the center? Then, even though we are working, then those things will automatically go. Even though at the workplace also, we are always thinking of Krishna only. So that way, that is the how one can mold his life. Prabhupada mentions Krishna as the center, not work as the center. Because it is working day, I need to wake up early in the morning, and then I need to chant, I need to go to quickly office and then come back, and then that is not my way. Because I wanted to chant, because I wanted to attend Mangalarati. That's why I wake up. And then just after everything is done, okay, now we need for the bodily maintenance, we need to go to the office. That is the way. Otherwise, that is where the priority takes. Of course, the day-to-day activities will not be stopped. But what is our mood? That is very important. And Prabhupada mentions this is otherwise unseen passing away of valuable years. So we should know in perfect consciousness that human life is bestowed upon the conditioned soul to achieve spiritual success. And also just avoiding so many offenses that Srila Jiva Goswami has given from the Padma Purana, and Prabhupada has given. So yesterday we have read all these 10 to avoid all these 7 offenses and 10 offenses. And the Lord's name is always glorified by Brahma and Shiva, everyone else. That is also mentioned here. ध्येयं सदा परिभग्नमभीष्टदोहं तीर्थास्पदं शिवविरिञ्चिनुतं शरण्यं मृत्यार्त्यहं प्रणतपालभवाब्धिपोतं वन्दे महापुरुषते चरणारविन्दम्. This is previously it is given. This is Shiva Virinchi Nutam Sharanyam. They're all at the lotus feet of the Supreme Personality of Godhead to glorify His name. And what is the Lord? Pranadapala Bhavabdi Potam. And He will give benedictions to them to cross this necessary Bhavabdi Potam. Pranatapala Bhavabdi Potam. Vande Mahapurushate Charanaravindam. So we offer our respectful obeisances onto that personality of Godhead. So that is, and also there is further information about Jiva Goswami proven that one can be liberated from the effects of all sins simply by chanting the holy name of the Lord and giving the examples, and also how to act in terms of if anyone is blaspheming the devotee of the Lord or blaspheming the holy name of the Lord. So there are further instructions to cut the tongue of that vilifier, or just get suicide. If it is not possible, just simply leave that place. So there are many instructions. So and Prabhupada mentions, so no one is powerful than or equal to energy of the Supreme Lord. No one's name can be as powerful as that of the Lord. And also here, one more point. One can derive, by chanting the Lord's holy name, one can derive all the stipulated energies synchronized from all sources. So we have got all the senses in the bodily, the energy we receive from the sun, heat, light, everything, and the body works. And here, that can be utilized that energy can be completely utilized. Then further, all this energy, stipulated energy, synchronized from all sources. So one can derive all the stipulated energy from all sources. So this is also very enlightening. So one should not equalize the supreme holy name of the Lord with any other name, Brahma, Shiva, or any other powerful God. can never be equal to the Supreme Lord Vishnu. So in order to maintain the universal affairs, so the Supreme Personality of Godhead come as a Vishnu to maintain. Narayane Bhagavad he says that directly, Vishwam Purusha Rupena Paripati Trisikti Paripati. So he says, Haro Harati Tadvashaha. Keeping the Brahma and Shiva in his control, he appears as a Vishnu for the maintenance of the material universe. So that is also mentioned in the Srimad Bhagavatam. So that Vishnu is always supreme person, and Vishnu and Krishna, they are absolute. Okay, so that is from the Srimad Bhagavatam. And here Sukadeva Goswami is saying, Kim pramattase bahubihi parokshai ayanahi ha varam muhurtam viditam gatate shreyase yataha. Okay, that is from Bhagavatam. We shall quickly move on to Srila Prabhupada's daily letter. So today's letter to Raktaka, January 9th, 1970, Los Angeles. Can I request Saranya Mataji to read the Prabhupada's letter?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Hare Krishna, devotees. My dear Raktaka, please accept my blessings. I beg to acknowledge I am in due receipt of your letters dated 24th and 31st of December 1969. So I am very glad that you are determined to go ahead in Krishna consciousness, and if you remain serious and steady, certainly you will make infallible progress. Of course, Maya is very strong. There is a chance of our falling down at any moment. But if we are able to catch hold of Krishna's lotus feet by chanting the Hare Krishna mantra, then Krishna gives us all protection from the onslaught of attack of Maya. Remember this principle always and follow the footsteps of Jayapataka. He is a very good example, and even there is some misunderstanding, try to tolerate and don't be agitated. I am very glad to learn that you appreciate the activities of our Boston temple, and I was also very pleased to see their routine work. Regarding your marriage, I have all sanction for it, but I do not know what is the legal implication. Besides that, the girl is not initiated. But if she is working very obediently in the temple, there is no impediment in your being married with her, and she may be initiated later on. I am sending here with back the beads of Lebangaladika duly chanted by me. Please offer my blessing to the 12 inmates who are living in the temple at present, and especially to the newcomers. Please try to convince them to take part in the Sankirtana party either within or outside the temple. So, on the whole, you have got my approval for the marriage and you can do the needful. Your ever well wisher, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Yeah, thank you, Mataji. Any reflections, Mataji? Take your points from this letter.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. The first one is like Prabhupada is saying, like Maya is very strong. So even though we are doing our sadhanas now, we are doing some services now. That doesn't guarantee that we will be doing the same throughout the lifetime. So Maya is so strong. At any moment we can fall down. So it's just like giving our ears to some other Mayavadi philosophers, or any some doubts or anything can lead us to falling down. So Prabhupada is warning that it is not a guarantee. So Maya is very strong. So only thing we can do is like hold very strongly to Krishna's lotus feet, and by continuously chanting, it's a regular process. Continuous consistency is very much important. So Prabhupada is emphasizing that point, and Prabhupada is giving wonderful example of Jayapataka Goswami Maharaj. So follow his example. So he is a very very wonderful devotee. Prabhupada in that time also Prabhupada saying, and still we are seeing how wonderfully Jayapataka Goswami Maharaj is doing his services and sadhanas and everything. So that is one thing. And the second thing was regarding marriage. Prabhupada was emphasizing that when a devotee get married, it should be to another devotee. And even though that Mataji is not working, not initiated, but if she is sincere, you can get married and later on they can initiate it. So that is like Prabhupada emphasizing, when a devotee marry, it should be another devotee, so that they can together work progress in the Krishna consciousness movement. And the other thing is like Prabhupada convey his blessings to every 12 in devotees. So it's like Prabhupada remember how many people are there, and how many newcomers, everything Prabhupada remember. There are, even though there are many centers, Prabhupada remembers everyone and everything, every little services done by everything is remembering and counted by Srila Prabhupada. So and Prabhupada also asking him to encourage newcomers to participate in Sankirtana movement, because that is the one of the, that is the backbone of this movement. So yes, Prabhu, that's all I could recollect. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Mataji, for summarizing. Any other comments, dear devotees? Okay, so this is the points. So one has to be यदा चरिति श्रेष्ठः तत्तद् देवेतरो जनः. Evening Bhagavad Gita Sangha with Vipin Haridas Prabhuji. And coming Tuesday, our preaching session with Smriti Kana Mataji at 8 p.m. on Tuesday. And Sunday we are, and also today evening, after Bhagavad Gita, we are planning to read teachings of Lord Chaitanya as well. So we are planning to complete Bhagavad Gita today, 18th chapter. And then next week onwards, we are going to start from the beginning. And also teachings of Lord Chaitanya, it starts formally today as much as possible. And that is continuation of the teachings of Lord Chaitanya from the chapter 4th onwards. We have already studied or read 3 chapters. Okay, that is from the announcements point of view. And dear devotees, and also I request any voluntary devotees to read Bhagavatam purport on Friday. So Friday it is allocated to Saranya Mataji for the letter, and start the japa with Panchatattva mantra and end the japa with Panchatattva mantra. If any devotees are not allocated, so that's why I was requesting Hemlata Mataji. So I think Mataji is busy with work and traveling.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, I didn't understand when to do Panchatattva mantra.
Panchatattva mantra, it is to start the japa at 5:30 and
Okay.
end the japa at 6:31.
When Prabhu? Which day?
Fridays.
Every Friday?
Every Friday, yourself and Saranya Mataji will be swapping each week. And but every Friday, if Saranya Mataji does Panchatattva mantra, you will be doing Bhagavatam purport. If you do the Bhagavatam purport, Mataji will be doing. Likewise, you swap every week, but Friday is allocated for 2 devotees.
Okay, Prabhu. But I can do Panchatattva mantra because 6:30 I leave, so I won't be available to read Bhagavatam, Prabhu.
Yeah, sure, Mataji.
I'll let you know, Prabhu, anyway, if I'm available. Like I'm available today, so same way. Because I don't know when I will be off. I can be off any day.
Yeah, sure.
I don't have permanent days here. Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Bol.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. Okay, so that's all from the announcements point of view. And dear devotees, if you have got any other updates or you wanted to share anything on Krishna consciousness, kindly share.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Am I doing on Saturday as well, Prabhu? The morning starting? Or Smriti Kana Mataji?
You swapped with Smriti Kana Mataji. Yourself and Smriti Kana Mataji is on. You both allocated on the same day, isn't it, Mataji?
Yes, Prabhu. It's Wednesday because I was doing instead of Meena Mataji. So
Yeah.
maybe Smriti Karna Mataji was.
Also, you
Good.
both do on the Wednesday.
Okay.
And Saturday, Sanchita Mataji is going to do
Okay.
the letter.
Okay.
But we're waiting for any other devotees for purports. So we'll wait and see it. Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Okay, if there are no further updates, we shall conclude and continue with further japa. वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। अनन्तकोटि वैष्णववृन्द की जय। श्रील प्रभुपाद की
जय। हरे कृष्ण।
जय। श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य